Hi Taurus, and welcome to your July 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk about your energies in the month of July. Welcome Taurus, I hope that you're feeling wonderful. What an inspiring, changing, faithful, and culminating month for you guys. I'm really pleasantly surprised to see what's coming up for you. I think that this month will really introduce the changes that you've needed for a long time, and I think that you will feel a really grand sense of departure that really emboldens your health and gives you a stronger sense of creative capacity. The energies coming in for you are really wonderful. So let's talk about the intuitive messages that I'm feeling for you guys for the month of July, and then we'll get into the week-to-week forecast. Okay, so first thing I'm feeling for Taurus is that your energy is really transforming, especially seeing the Death card and the Hierophant coming up together for you guys. You guys might be having a complete change in faith, or just a complete change in the way your spiritual self connects to your manifestation-oriented self. You are also kind of called to close out of the opinions of others as you go through this and really open to what you yourself have wanted. The hints I feel that the universe has given about what will be the best embodiment of yourself, as well as something becomes more embodied this month, something becomes more, more in alignment is what I will just call it, because you guys are opening the door to a certain creative potential with Ace of Wands coming up, as well as the Sun and Eight of Pentacles. A great capacity to build a new stream of income, to build a new project, to build something new that really gives you a lot more sense of self. I think that this is really vital for this time for you, Taurus, is to not do things based on the opinions of others, because that's where we're really getting into ego, is when we're really focused on the opinions of others. And I think that if you've been having a lot of visions, or a lot of, if you've been seeing a lot of where you want to be in the future, really start to embody that. Let's just take a hypothetical, like say you have seen yourself, becoming like a news commentator or something. What would that take? Is there a journalism focus? Is there something that deals with the physical appearance there? Maybe start really honing your physical appearance and start looking into journalism programs, or writing, or enunciation capacity. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just seeing yourself in these roles or seeing yourself within certain potentials, maybe it's so rewarding to actually start doing it, even if it's not in the studio or in the limelight yet. Really start to feel things out, because one thing that I can tell you, Taurus, is that a lot of people get into things thinking that it's what they want, or thinking that it's right for them, and then once, for example, they're actually in front of the cameras or actually on the studio, it starts to feel wrong, and they've kind of found themselves out of alignment. So it's great if you're having these new desires to really start to embody it and to start to do what it represents in some sort of fashion, just to feel it out, okay? Because you have the energy, you have the capacity to take on new things now, absolutely. And especially moving into August, after you get past that 4th week of July, that's when that will really come through. So that's why July as a whole would be a great time for you to just kind of step into it, see if it feels right, and study it more strongly. We do what we want, Taurus. This is a very simple truth. The things that we truly want, we do them, and we make room for them in this type of energy. So if you don't truly want it, you might not actually be doing it without some kind of contracting, or without some kind of money offer, or without something like that. You know what I mean? So important to really recognize what you're doing right now, what you would be doing, whether money was or wasn't a part of the equation. Okay, really important. Let's step into the week-to-week, Taurus, and get more insight about what's coming up for you. Week number 1, you've got Eight of Pentacles rooted down by the Death card. So a complete change in your work ethic, a complete change in what you are creating in life, making this something, again, more in alignment with what you want. Also, I'm getting just a very different type of message from that, where people's... how do I want to say this? People from your past, or people from other very striking times of your life, are starting to maybe see you differently. And this doesn't really matter for you as a Taurus, but how it does matter is to understand that you're not maybe who you used to be, or you're not the same exact cutout of the person that you were 5 years ago. And maybe that's a really great boon for you, as you're not held back by those same implications either. So making things right could be really, really glorious, okay? Making things less power-based, making things less deference-based, and now starting to just create will be very rewarding for you. There's a reckoning, I think, for you guys in the first week. And what do I mean by that? Something bigger than you will come in, okay? You might encounter somebody quite, quote unquote, powerful. You might find yourself in the same space as a very scorpionic or plutonian person. And you might sort of trying to be bargaining, or you might be trying to get something out of it, or to communicate some ideal. And I don't really think that this is where it's at, Taurus. I don't think that this is where it's at. Like building a story or constructing a certain narrative about the way things used to be many, many eons ago. I don't know. I think that this is a time to look towards the future, not a time to because what I could see negatively about that first week is that you might really try to construe a story about how things were in the past, or you might really try to build something up that has no relevance anymore. Something that has died essentially tries to be construed or tries to be built into something. And I think that that's not where it's at for you guys. How to work with this energy in a better way is to disconnect from the past, understand what has died, and move forward into your own sense of alignment, and not convince yourself that your own sense of alignment has been determined by other people, because that would be the ego just spewing out of control. So of course, certainly there are times of our lives where we are affected and impacted by other people, but I don't feel that that's Taurus right now in this present moment. Maybe it has been in the past, but now you have a lot more. And to focus that all into building up something that impacts another person is to basically sacrifice that all. So definitely give it to yourself, Taurus, and enjoy this opening process, because you're moving into the second week, Ace of Wands rooted down by the Hierophant, where, huge new faithful sense of creative capacity, a crossroads as well. Two people perhaps coming to you with different decisions. You could choose left or you could choose right. You could choose to make this about you or make this about them. And I think that this Ace of Wands energy will give you so much creative capacity to make it about you, and to finally give to yourself energy, to finally give to yourself health, to finally give to yourself spiritual connection. Okay, beautiful, incredible energy. I also think that there's a key for you in the second week. So the key to a new house, or the key to a new the key to a new paradigm, the key to a new portal, something is available for the taking. So the key to a new business, the key to a new income source, the key to a new relationship, it's all there. But again, are we focusing too much on other people? Hopefully not. Hopefully you will allow yourself to unlock the door versus scanning around the hallway corridor for, the person walking around. You know what I mean? Third week, you have the Lovers rooted down by 8 of Cups. So another crossroads energy. So interesting. The Hierophant and the Lovers are similar because they're both about, Hierophant is more of spiritual crossroads, and the Lovers is more of a, physical crossroads, or a relationship-based crossroads. So, walking away from all of these other people concerns. Yeah, really healing up 7th house matters for Taurus this month, which is interesting. Really healing up anything to do with other people, like convincing yourself that somebody else is responsible for your difficulties now, convincing yourself that somebody else holds the key to your next paradigm. Okay, all of these narratives should be cast to the wind at this time, Taurus, as the 8 of Cups emboldens you and empowers you to walk away from these old narratives, and to walk away even from the sense of the crossroads. I don't think that it's about a physical crossroads for you now. I think it's more spiritual. I think because the Lovers also reminds us that all paths lead back to one. All paths lead back to a certain moral obligation or objective. So it's not about left or right. It's not about the short haircut or the long haircut. It's not about any of that. It's about how you feel embodied. Okay, and of course that can affect our appearance, or that can affect who we pull in. Ah, ha ha ha. Taurus, there we're getting into it all. But it starts first with the embodiment. Embodiment first, always. Not when it comes to like incarnation, but when it comes to goal setting, and when it comes to changing our reality, we have to start from a sense of embodiment. So it's not about these people, it's not about these appearances, it's not about all these things, because those things will always move in alignment with our embodiment. Okay, so 4th week Taurus, the sun rooted down by the world, incredibly powerful energy coming in for you as you're moving into Leo season, fellow fixed sign energy. Get some sun, Taurus, because this could be one of the last opportunities to just kind of lay out in the sun, just kind of keep things calm, just kind of keep things radiating, strong solar plexus awakening energy there too. But it's ending. That's you're about to kind of really culminate into a much more active, much more I don't know, what do I want to say? Doing things that are much more in alignment with your higher creative capacity. Like you've been working for about 2 years now on something that's in that neighborhood, Taurus, in that realm, but now it can elevate so much higher. And we're not talking ego. We're not talking false ideas of elevation. What we are talking about is what these things that you've been practicing over and over and over again, the talents that you've gained that can be applied to even more authentic venues or areas of manifestation. That's what really enters in for you in the 4th week. So that's really incredible. Also, the truth. Okay, the Sun card is all about the truth. We are not, playing things up. We are not having to use flowery language to make things something that they're not. And this is echoed through your entire reading. I also felt this in the 1st week. So Taurus, the imperative, I can't impress on you how imperative it is to not like spin narratives, or to not like try to, appeal to certain people of the past, or try to even, what do I want to say, put people down from the past, gossiping about people, needing certain words from other people. This is a detractor. This is something that does nothing for you, and it's a waste of time and energy. It feels like you have so much power inside. Don't focus so much on people outside of you, because you can really do some work here. You can really change the game. You can really have a child as well, perhaps pregnancy for some of you, or having a creative project become your baby, or marrying a project. There is an energy of like marriage and childbirth here too. So very interesting to see coming up for you guys. And saying goodbye to a long period of death, a long period of loss, a long period of, of famine, spiritual famine in your life, moving out of July. So what a beautiful, resounding possibility for niceness, Taurus, that July will really introduce for you. Congratulations. I'm giving you guys a little round of applause. It's a good month for you. Anyway, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to put together an extended reading on Patreon. We'll get a central theme, see what everything is coming together to culminate in, and two supporting themes to see where you can have advantages, what you can use during this time, and what thoughts and concepts can really aid you to do even better in this time. So we'll check that reading out over on Patreon. I will link it in the center of the video, and I hope you will all come over and check that out. I also do weekly tea chats and other content over on Patreon, all for the one subscription fee. It's a great value right now. And as always, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube make my day. It's very helpful as well. Anyway, Taurus, let's jump over to Patreon for your extended reading.